What's your highest rank been?
Probably gold. I would say gold. I mean, to be honest, probably gold 4, gold 3.
Gold 4, gold 3. Okay. So we essentially we want to get back to the promised land, and then we want to get out of the promised land to more promised lands. Okay. Right. What champions do you main? What are your 3 core junglers in this process?
Yeah. Yeah, well, just to give you a little background, because
Please do.
you always kind of shit on the bot lane. I actually was an ADC main before. I played a lot of ADC in actually this season, but I kind of got over it and wanted to jump into the jungle.
Okay.
So as of right now, I picked up Hecarim. I was playing Rek'Sai a lot, but based off a lot of your videos and just how I performed, I wasn't able to really like pull through with him.
Yeah, I can see why. Yeah.
And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. Hecarim, I've been trying Warwick, but not too much.
Yeah. I think. Yeah, I'll say Warwick, but yeah. I think those 2 are very good for your situation. Can I ask the logic behind accepting one's fate here? You saw they were coming,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, I definitely saw they were coming. I
Let me-
think what my mind was thinking was originally everybody was trying to invade, and I was trying to tell them like, "Hey, let's not do it." So I thought the Fizz was going to be a little closer to us, but I should have realized it, and I don't know. I thought we could take him. I thought we could take him.
He's literally taking a nap. He's
Yeah, I thought
literally
we could
taking
take
a
him
nap.
with the surprise, but definitely not the situation.
For me, in this situation, are you usually out of the gates very quickly? 14 seconds, boom, I'm down and I'm into the river.
Yes.
Okay, good. So you usually get this kind of ward, right? That
Yes.
denies invades. In this case, just back off, ping everyone to leave. Don't die on the hill with them. You know,
Okay.
look, I'm gonna flame the bottom lane. They're stupid. They're gonna die to this all the time. Hey, as a jungler, do you see your bottom lane die to this a lot? Yeah, pretty
Yes.
much. Just let them die. I mean, I know you said you used to be a bot laner, but you can move on. I think in this case, just from a safety perspective, just leave.
Okay.
Just leave. Because, think about it. Trying to fight this out means if you lose blue buff. You also lose timing, cadence, and tempo. If you, however, just back away, say, okay, you know what, my bottom lane didn't want to help, my mid lane is suntanning, let me go take the red buff, right? And you can either do a level 3 into Predator, oh, you Conqueror, thank goodness, thank you for being Conqueror. You can do a level 3 red side, or you can simply try and steal his blue.
Okay.
You know? I think you need to think about, we'll obviously go through the game in more in depth, but what is the best start for me? Because immediately when you have a start like this, that's not good, that's rough, that's difficult, that you are not gaining tempo advantage over the enemy jungler, that's when better jungler memes come out, because you are always behind his decisions. You are always behind everything he does. I think here starting Raptors is probably wise, because now we basically have to default. But because you died in the invade, would you say you die more in the invades than giving them up, or do you give them up more than...
To be honest, yeah, I usually give them up. I just kind of had a brain fart here. I don't know
Okay.
why. I think I was just like hoping and confident that like mid and bot were gonna try to help me out, but yeah, it was a brain fart. Usually, I try to like walk away from these, and I'll rotate back to the top side in this case and be like, "Hey, Malphite, can you give me a leash or something?" Along
This
those
guy
lines.
is exerting his will upon you.
Yep.
But you see what I mean by cadence? Like that shouldn't happen.
Gotcha.
But we can only deal with what we do. I mean, I've died in invades. I'm sure everyone else in Twitch chat has died from invades. We sympathize with you, and group sessions on Friday evenings. Now, you didn't get level 3. Okay, here we go. Where's your head at? What do you want to do right now? Okay, bad things have happened. You didn't even get level 3 on Krugs. You're kind of hoping something good goes your way. What are you gonna do about it?
Well, at this point, I'm thinking Lee Sin took my blue and Gromp. I think I was gonna go farm up those wolves. I'm not sure if I go for a gank bot lane, but that's what I would think would be optimal here. Maybe. Let me see. Maybe.
Yeah, it's
Because I have
possible.
ghosts too.
It's
Yeah.
possible. What's interesting though, what's very interesting is in these invade situations, what did I say? I said, go do your red, Now, you know, this is assuming you didn't die, right? Your Malphite can unleash you. Go take his blue. Now, what happens in a lot of cheese situations, right, is that we do that, and then the enemy laners all collapse on us. The enemy jungler goes straight from blue to blue. But you would have had time. You would have had time, because let's time it according to Lee Sin and your vision of him, right? You see him. Oh, you didn't see him. You should see him leave the situation here. There you go. Boom. Press tab. So your assumption that he took your blue and gromp quantified. Now he's got two pathing options. Do I want a vertical jungle and take my red, get level 3, and then gank bottom lane? I would do that. Exert will on the dragon side. This would give you the whole top side to yourself. Okay? And currently right now, because you started on the Raptors, I think... Let's see, you have a scanner early. See, this is, for me, this is big. Now I understand junglers want to go get the scanner and things like this. I think having a ward would have been pretty useful here. For one reason, and I'll get to it. Watch. Oh, my button stopped working. Okay. Right. Lee Sin kills your mid laner. So you see that as well, right?
Yes.
Okay. You lose this. You say, right, I have to ditch. Let me go bottom crab. Okay. Now, Lee Sin is all topside. Okay? If you had simply, after red, what I would have done is if you were afraid of perhaps, you know, being collapsed on at the blue and you didn't want to steal it, I would have left a ward in this bush. I'm telling you, I would do this on my main too. I would do this all the way through diamond. If I die in an invade like that, the vision for me is more important because you're not looking to gank as much. You're looking to regain control. So vision is of vital importance. Imagine if you had done Raptors red, put a cheeky ward here, and then gone and done your Krugs. Gangplank rotates over just as he normally would, right? Obviously, Fizz, you'd have to play it around the mid lane ganks. I'm speaking hypothetically. But imagine Lee Sin gets shown on a ward here right now. What do you see? What do you notice about him? 20 CS, 101. What does he not have?
Red buff.
Hello. You get it all back.
So his bot reds, his
all of it's there. Up. All of it's there. He went to deny you his blue instead of taking red. And you're full mana from taking crab. Yeah, exactly. That's for me the thing about, like, yes, it's good to switch over to the scanner after first back, but you die. That's not really a first back. I feel like that one ward you place there, you know, all kinds of glitches around scanners and trinkets aside, like, let's just assume everything's working as it should. Yeah, you get to steal it back.
Okay.
Because I
didn't even think about it that way. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's why I like to do VOD reviews, because it's easier in game to say, oh, maybe do this, maybe do that, but in this kind of situation, we can sort of look at it very concretely and say, what definitely could have happened? And in this case, now he's going across mid lane. He's like, yes, alpha Lee Sin. Now, at this stage, for me, even after all those ganks, I still would have gone here to probe, I feel. I still would have gone here to probe, just to see what was up. At the very least, because you didn't know where he was, you probably get the Raptors. And as soon as you see him crossing mid, you say, okay, bye-bye, I leave. You know, you just prance out of there because you got your speed up and everything, so. Okay. But, you know, those are all what-if-isms. Can only do what we can. Are you confident you can beat this guy?
No. Lee Sin? Definitely not.
But I like that. That's fine. That's good. Let him know you're there. Rotate to the gank. There you go. Get an assist. He misses a Q. Now help him shove. Yeah, there we go. Soak up that experience. Okay, so this is good. I liked the probe once you saw Lee Sin go into his jungle to see what's up. I like the rotational gank. I like that you're helping them push. This is all good. This catches you up nicely.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good as a jungler.
This helps a lot because I actually get a kill soon, and I think I actually start kind of becoming relevant a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. So, I need to talk about why didn't you try gank the Yasuo? Because this champion is an abomination. And unless you have lockdown CC, how? I mean, you can knock him, but he's most likely going to avoid you, right? I don't know. I think this is way better, guys. I think this is way better.
Every time I try to knock Yasuo when he dashes, it's awkward.
Yeah. This is way better. This is the right play. So now, so someone told me this one time. I was complaining, but like in a teachery way about people's ignorance in one of my main games. And I put the clip on Discord, and we have a few people there, and they sort of looked at it, and they said, right, you're thinking in terms of what should be done from peak knowledge of the game. But some players just don't know. Why is she going back in the middle of the lane? Why is she... So what you should be doing is pinging her off.
Okay.
And if she doesn't listen, sit. Sit in the bush.
Use her as bait.
Yeah, exactly. Use her as bait. Exactly. You see what I'm thinking?
Yeah, well, I mean, I would see
Prestige.
Lee Sin possible Q, yeah.
Prestige Lee Sin. This guy is gonna follow every Q that he hits. He is, but he sees you go. He sees you go up, which is why he does it. Oh man.
Oh my god.
I think this may be a kill there for you guys.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah,
I knock him back, distort him a little bit.
But he sees you go up. So what I was doing is pinging her. My point more is that you didn't seem to notice the Jinx laziness. You just said, okay, fine, I'm back in the game. Thank goodness. But I think, yeah, 100% you should have, oh boy. 100% you should have pinged it or at least waited. Used her as bait. Exactly right. A lot of jungling is using people as bait.
Okay.
A lot of ganking and counter ganking is using your laners as what they are. Fish bait for the enemy jungler so you can counter gank and take them out. And you do that by tracking them, by understanding what they want to do. What would I do in that situation? Like here you see the Lee Sin and you go back to base. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah, I was pretty low, I think, right?
Yeah, there's nothing you can do there. But again, it stems on all the sort of things you shouldn't be in that situation anyway, yeah. Okay, so now what's your game plan, right? You got an assist, you feel good, you got some catch-up experience, you're annoyed at the Lee Sin being fed. What do we want to do? Because you started heading top side and now you're sort of changing direction. Where do you want to go?
To be honest, I did want to gank top side, so that was right. I think I'm just trying to run over to mid to get whatever experience I can since I was, initially behind. I think I know Lee's in my blue side of my jungle.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think I do run up top side just because I see Gangplank like pushing up so heavy.
Yeah, Malphite's getting slapped. This is the wrong kind of slap. He should be the one slapping, but yeah. So you're 100% correct. I saw Lee Sin in my jungle, but what I see from my perspective is I have a Leona and a Jinx right here. If you know he's there, I think you should ping and rush on down. Collapse.
Okay.
But because you changed direction too many times, you know when you're... I mean, let's see. I'm thinking out loud. Okay, so why do we continually go down?
Maybe I thought, yeah, like it's the dragon. I'm like worried that he's taking it, I guess.
Yeah. So you either say, upon going back to base, right, immediately, hey, Lee Sin's right here, I'm gonna come straight down and collapse on him. Immediately. Straight out of base. Let's go. Right? You know your Leona's here and your Jinx is here. If, for whatever reason, you have no camps up, obviously you know this. If you meet into him, there's a chance you kill him, but there's a high chance you don't. Right? So if you're gonna go bot to collapse on him, go bot to collapse on him. If you want to farm and maximize your experience, go to the Krugs. Go to the Raptors. Sequence down.
Sequence it down.
Yeah. Because what happens is you're shifting, you're the waffling too much. You're saying, okay, I go top lane because I want to gank the Gangplank. My Krugs and Raptors are up. But then you're saying, oh, right, Lee Sin's in my jungle. My Wolves are up. Oh, no, there's Leona fighting. I'm going to rotate. Oh, no, now my bot lane has no prio. Lee Sin's going to get the dragon. So you kind of put yourself in a bit of an awkward spot by not being decisive.
Gotcha. Too much waffling.
Because your blue's going to be up, right? There's the Lee Sin.
Yes.
We see him. So the way that you sort of deal with that situation is you regain control of your jungle. And you can do that by shoving him out of notable buff spawns. Because buff spawns are what baits people in, right? Mm-hmm. But honestly, it's looking like this game. Here we go. Good rotation. I would just shove that all. I would just shove this.
Leave it. Okay.
No, just shove it all. Like, he's 19 CS to 44. He's 19 CS to 44. He's 141. He's gonna just ult later in the game. Get yourself a little bit fed here. Take the crab. Get level 6. Yeah. Be a bit more selfish in that case.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think I think I try to like leave too much CS for my laners.
I can
at
see that.
times.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
See, now you would be level 6 in this situation. Here we go. We should get a kill here. Oh my goodness, Yasuo. This champion. Did we get out?
No. We don't get out.
This is very messy. I think you're thinking about too many things at once. Would you agree?
Yeah, I would say that's true. I mean, I go into panic mode a lot.
Yeah.
Like, when it goes down, like, because I start seeing laners die, right? And then I'm all like stressed out because I'm like, oh shit, I need to be there. I need to be there. Obviously, this game, very bad start, set me behind, like you said, the whole tempo thing.
That's the issue.
But even
go ahead, sorry.
yeah, even typically. Oh no, it's okay. I was just gonna say, even typically, I feel like once I see one of my laners die, I instantly kind of like, just like you said, overthink it. Maybe like think too many steps.
Yeah, you're thinking how, I need to go to the store, but you don't think about which road you're going to take, and you keep switching directions,
True.
So, earlier I said, right, I see the Lee Sin, let me collapse, let me regain control of my buffs. The issue is, of course, that your wolves were respawning, you had no Gromp, your blue spawns, but they have prior and leads, so you can't really win any fights. So I think if you're going to go bot, go straight there to contest. However, the whole concept of sequencing top to bottom, because Krugs is fresh, Raptors is fresh, Wolves will be fresh. By the time you get here, you're level 6 just from doing a full clear. I think at some point you have to sort of recognize, okay, my lanes are being destroyed. Don't try and overcorrect it.
Gotcha.
Right? Yes, Gangplank scales. Draven's a mid-game power spiking champion. Lee Sin's a mid-game power spiking champion. Yasuo can be dealt with Leona in the late game. You have a Jinx, Fizz, Malphite, Leona, and Hecarim. Your team fight's disgusting later. The only real problem for me that I see is letting Draven get too far ahead and ultimately Gangplank just existing long enough that his ult kills everyone. So for me, I think in this case you should be thinking farming to get yourself ahead, except you should have done it 3 minutes ago.
Gotcha.
But the rotational gank here, very good. The rotational gank to the top lane, very good. I liked it. That's good. You must still see those situations in your Hecarim. That's where you thrive, right? You pick up.
Yeah, quick response.
Yeah, exactly. Now, Gromp, blue, you had to give up Herald. What can we take from this? Okay, we go bottom lane. We don't get an assist, which is very unfortunate. I'm watching top at the same time. Okay. Don't go back. Don't go back. Don't go back. Don't go back. Take his whole jungle.
Yeah, take
That's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm looking at. I'm not looking at this. I'm looking at who lives, who dies. I'm watching the Herald. I'm watching the Herald. Okay. Okay. Clear this vision. Just go into his jungle. Take everything. Good job, Malphite. Good job, Malphite. Hey. See? Malphites that lose lane, you don't care about them. Because eventually, they press R and good things happen. That's all we want from him. That's all we want from this guy. I don't know why he's gone. He's going... Ugh, okay, whatever. But I mean, this whole blue side should have been yours. So what I'm thinking from your perspective is, I clear the ward, I clear the ward, I take his red, I take his raptors, I take his Krugs. As they come back, she's kind of low. Risky. Risky, risky, risky. Very risky. But you would be really fed, and you would at least be in position. You would at least be in position to sort of save your bot lane if something happened. Maybe not fight it up, but at least you'd be there, right? And from this background noise. It's okay.
Yeah, I just muted myself.
Okay, yeah, you can mute it if you're not speaking, it's fine. So here, if you take all of the stuff away from him, this is now under control. You don't need to go and deal with it, and you can be here to 3v2 if necessary. That's what I'm seeing. But you go back to base. Now you go red buff. You know, that red buff was going to be there anyway. No one's taking your red buff, but this wasn't going to be there anyway. So bottom lane wants to go back, which is good. So I think you've got a lot of options here. They can shove by themselves and go back to base. Here you could have taken his red buff and Raptors at the very least. Maybe Krungs is a little bit greedy, huh? Let's be honest. You see the Yasuo, you say, okay, that's fine. You just gallop away because you're freaking Hecarim. Yeah, I think you missed an opportunity there to really get yourself back in the game.
Yeah, I can see that now for sure.
I think what we're learning though.
Oh shit.
He trickstered nothing. He
Yeah,
trickstered nothing. He could have trickstered the Q.
Probably could have. Yeah, did it a little earlier for sure.
A little later. Yeah. Okay. Nice. Good. Get out if you can. Oh my goodness. Oh nope. Heal.
I live actually.
You live. Yeah, you live. Okay.
Barely.
I think the biggest takeaway is obviously that even in this elo, you see how big a bad start can be. But I still think you shouldn't have been in the situation. Because you could have dominated Lee Sin farm-wise. Like, you should be level 9 with him. This is good. Okay, you don't need to double ult the Draven, but you know, as it will be. That should be Dragon, right? Good. Good. There you go. Nice. Lee Sin burns his flash. Very good as well. Okay, here we go. You're turning online a bit, I think. That's the most important thing. Okay, what do we... So, why are we farming Grump here?
I don't know. I think I was thinking too much about the whole sequencing of camps, and I thought my team would leave after we got the kill. Like, my mindset is always like, take the objectives, get the hell out.
Yeah, I agree with you.
That's not everybody. Yeah.
No,
so.
and that's what I was trying to point out to you is that they don't know that. They don't think like you. She's one shot, and let's look at chat. You know, there's no pings from you. There's no pings. There's no communication. Oh, back off, please. I mean, and Lee Sin even walks over the ward. So you had time to even be here. And currently, at the moment, it's a 3v1. You can disengage this entire situation just by your existence. You don't have to fight it. You can at least push her off. I think this is, like, if I'm ever playing in Discord or if I'm playing on stream, I'll say, oh, but I just want a camp sequence. I sort of get, like you, I get kind of stroppy, like, oh, I just want to go, you know, do everything. Look at all this juicy experience. But you must force yourself to be here. Because the Lee Sin, you kill him. He's dead. He's dead with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's dead with you. Probably, right? And because he's dead with you, 100% dead, this guy doesn't flash in anymore. Actually, maybe he does, but then you kill him too. Here's a Hecarim. Here's a Hecarim. Do you actually get the stunks?
I don't think so.
Okay, so 100% that situation is a 2 for 0 in your favor if you're there immediately. The good thing you did early in the game with the rotation at the bottom lane and the top lane, keep that going. Always. I know you want to farm Grump and do wolves and things like this, but your team is not going to listen, so don't fall prey to their own mistakes, right?
Yeah.
Don't fall prey to their own mistakes. Okay. Right, now there's no objectives on the map. I think we can sequence. But you want to contest the area for the... At what point do you beat Lee Sin? Not now.
I don't... Yeah, not now. I honestly... Late game, that's what I would think. Like, just Hecarim...
Because you obviously go red smite into straight... So okay. If you want to make this move... hit the plant first. Because all he did... So, people don't realize this gap in vision behind the bush. They don't realize this right here. And you simply walked into this guy's... Like, you're actually in his gap as well. He doesn't really... Now he sees you. But he used this gap unintentionally, I'm guaranteeing it, to get into this bush. If you simply say, right, Herald's coming up, I want to get control of this area of the map, hit the plant first.
Okay.
Hit the plant first, get vision of the area, okay? And then once you see Lee Sin, I'll say, okay, bye. Go take your bottom side. Full sequence, because you haven't done a full sequence yet. Obviously, you've had to rotate a lot, but you have had, opportunities to do so. So I think this is avoidable just by hitting the plant. Literally, that's it. Because you have a bit of the sort of attitude that okay, you have, you know, like the enemy jungler isn't gonna be there. No problem. I'm Hecarim. I go. I think you need to start to put into your mind what the enemy jungler could be doing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
Also, Malphite just killing him. Like what? What is Malphite, ladies and gentlemen? See now, instead of, you know, you could have hit this. I see where you're going. You're going for the Herald, but
Oh my god.
you have to kill the Gangplank first. Do we kill him? Come on, Fizz.
Pretty sure I get it.
Okay, good. Finally. Right.
Yeah, I do.
Good.
It's close.
yeah. Now we see 3 men on the bottom lane. We don't know where Lee Sin is. Now, Lee Sin has also had weird power things. So for me, 2 things. Firstly, we do sequence, you know, Krugs to Raptors. We hit the plant, we see the Lee Sin, we say, fine, I don't fight you right now. I go back up, I take my full blue side. If there's anything bottom side, I deal with it. If not, I reset. Upon resetting, now you can go straight directly to your red buff and the Herald. And that way you get everything you want, plus experience, plus you don't die. In this case, oh, you hit the plant, but, you know.
Late.
You know, do that 2 minutes before. The thing is, you've got 3 people on the bottom side, so now tempo's going in the opposite direction. But I think the Herald here is very good. What are people doing? This is an absolute fiesta. The Lee Sin tries to contest you and you beat him. So you're actually getting played perfectly. Yeah, that's my reaction. Alright. Okay. Fine. Let's take stock. You're 7-4-3. You haven't cap sequenced properly. You're down 30 CS to at least Sin of all things you shouldn't be, because you should have sequenced fully at least twice. You should have sequenced his whole red side when he was spending so much time top side. You got the dragon, which is very good. You unfortunately have to give up another one, but that's okay. That was the first one. You got the Herald. You could have had it before, but we died. What do you want to do now? What's your concept of victory?
Team fight. That's try to team fight. I don't know. I mean, other than that,
The NA RAM, everyone.
Yep, that's what I was gonna say. Honestly, just ARAM down mid. Team
No,
fight is our
no.
skills,
The drag.
yeah.
This is so you have to clean up for your team. But for me, it's more about this not being the case at all. But look at you. I'm just trying to imagine if you were level 12. You know, if you were level 12 with Tabby at this point, which you should 100% have Tabby at this point, I think would have actually helped you a lot in that fight, Ninja Tabby. But so team comp is disgusting. It does so much work. I mean, they're gonna take these fights. You're gonna rotate to them, but in this case, I'm thinking about this dragon, and I'm thinking about Hecarim split push and taking towers. I'm thinking about sequencing camps and letting your team just bleed a little bit. Bleed a bit. Like, lose this tower. It's fine if bot lane dies. They're gonna die anyway. But you should be secret. Like, you just left all those camps up for 2 kills. I'd rather have 5 camps in a bottom lane tower. And maybe a dragon. But again, like, I don't like getting too much into this macro situation because I don't feel like you should be in this situation at all. I feel like we should have avoided this.
Yeah.
Because you're just grouping and fighting is exactly what you don't want to fall into. And as a jungler... Oh boy. No, don't ult Yasuo. He was dead anyway. So, coincidentally, Twitch chat, we have a macro situation. If the enemy team runs 2 split pushes, top and bot, and you are a 5v5 team comp, and the enemy team fights you as 3, destroy them. Which is what you did. Destroy them. Exactly right. That's exactly... See, in that situation, it's right, but no one knew that. They just did stuff. You activate the Herald. You gotta be very careful about the side swooping of the GP. I'm not sure if you get this. You don't get it.
No, we don't get the tower yet.
No, and now, see now that... I'm just watching, I'm watching the fight. Gangplank's really fed. Okay, you got your tabby, that's good, but you gotta run. You're dead. I back off.
Yeah, I just overstayed. Let the Herald hit and then just leave, right?
Yeah, I mean, if your Herald was running out, you use it, but I think I just back off again. But no, like, there's one ping. You gotta spam it. I think your pings need to step up in terms of communication.
Okay.
We're just in the absolute late game macro phase. Can you give me the story of the game? There's a lot of del time here. Because let me speed through this. What are you doing this time? Good. Okay, you can't deal with it, but you could hold the wave. No, yeah, okay. He's gonna take your whole jungle now. I hate these games so much. Trying to force everyone on macro page, it's so frustrating. Let me see. You guys are just being very... Okay, here we go. Now this is the fight, but they're not in position. So for me, you should be the Hecarim that's level 13 or 14, and you just one-shot this guy. You should be the Yasuo in this situation. Does it make sense?
Gotcha. You're saying one-shot Draven or Yasuo?
I don't care. You're level 14. You kill everyone.
Okay.
This is not the issue for me. Because now you're literally just stalling, trying to get them to tilt into you. I mean, like, you've gained one level in like 5 minutes. Because there's nothing to take. You're slowly being starved. The only way you win is through a fight like this. Like, that's good. See? That's good. Because you're diving team comp. Now you come back in. You peel you gotta deal with the gangplank. Okay, you died. No, you didn't die. Sorry, gangplank died. Baron. But...
Yasuo split.
I talked about this in a game yesterday. This is not of consequence. Is this how you guys lose, by him just split pushing the whole time?
Pretty much. Nobody can deal with him.
No one can deal with him. And you go for the steal. Hey, what a moment to click. We can frame this if you actually get the steal, but
I wish.
629 you could have.
Yeah, I saw it. It's funny. I looked at this video a little bit before we did this session, and right when I dash in, I do a Q, and right when I did the Q, I was like, I could have just smited right there. Probably got it, but I don't know.
$869. Your smite is 850. 629. So there was a 50-50 opportunity, but I mean, you're not gonna win from this. No. That's unfortunate. No. Let's go back. I think firstly, your decision making around this early game needs to be cleaned up. I think you're playing way too hybrid. Are you a ganker or are you a farmer? Are you a counter jungler? Are you a Drake Sakura? You're trying to be a little bit of everything, and it's forcing you to play. It's like kind of like it's an RPG. You're trying to level up all the abilities at the same time rather than just focusing on 1, 2, or 3 that you can really become the best at. And in this case, if you're gonna say, right, I'm Hecarim, I want to be hugely ahead of the enemy, which is what you should be doing. Here, instead of like go bot lane. You got a Leona, you got a Jinx, she's level 2. Just get something. You should be able to, right? You should be able to try something at least. Obviously, it's the Alistar. You see the Lee Sin top lane because you placed the ward right. Let me take your whole red side. You got denied so heavily from the beginning because of 1 or 2 mistakes that it forces you to play catch up the whole game, and in turn you feel stretched. And I think that's not really systemic of issues that you might have. Like here, your Grump is spawning. Okay, so it's good to go to the wolves, right? It's good to go. Now I would just go do the Grump. Like I said, I liked it because it's good probing. But if you told me, as you told me, I can't beat him 1v1 and he's level 4, just do your Grump. Focus on you for a little bit. See, what I'm thinking from your perspective here is if I do Wolves and Grump, and then I wait here, if Lee Sin tries a gank, I can counter gank it. That's what I'm thinking in my brain. As a possibility, right? And of course, that's what does happen, but in my scenario, you got Grump. More experience, you're level 4, right? Secondly, when your teammates are being your teammates, use them as fish bait and make sure you communicate back off Lee Sin is here. Because I think here you get a full kill as well, right? So you should have had a Grump up, and 100% you should be thinking. You're not thinking about Lee Sin, you're thinking about Pony and rainbows and Disney things because you're playing arcade. You got to be thinking about this Lee Sin as well, right?
Yeah.
And I think if you do that, in terms of early game phases when you're behind specifically, because in this game you are behind, you're gonna have you're gonna have a better opportunity to be equal and ahead of the enemy jungle so that you can actually do what you want to do. Have you played multiple games on this patch?
Yeah, I played a couple. I know that the experience buffs, like farming junglers, are a little better from that, but that's
Well, that was 2 patches ago. Yeah. Hold up. I want to quickly skim the first few minutes of a game that you had where you didn't start out from such a bad position. Because the problem with looking at a game like that is I can tell you all the things you should do when you're behind, when you're having a rough time, but it's not indicative of how you usually play. Due to current events, the intended what? The NA client is so bad, guys. Hey, Diamond Daryl, they don't distract anyone. They're just high quality. I'm not gonna say it. I don't want to be demonetized on YouTube's.
Quick question. Would you say Hecarim is like viable to kind of climb with in the lower elos like this, like gold and all that?
I don't think he's the best choice.
Okay.
Can you just DM me your IGN so I can type it in?
Yeah, sure.
I don't think he's the best choice. I think a Warwick in this case would be easier.
Be easier, okay.
I mean, what else do you play? I mean, okay, ADC. So you're still transitioning. So I think the case is because you're transitioning from ADC to jungle, you're maybe thinking too much about everything. So that whole jungle perspective hasn't yet settled in, if that makes sense. Let's see. Hecarim, combat, good. Income, woof. Map control, okay. So when you do get kills, you're not converting to objectives enough. I think we can agree on that. When you get kills, you're not looking at the dragons, the heralds. You're not using the Scryer's bloom. There we go. I got there eventually, Twitch chat. Right. The Scryer's bloom to probe, to get information about how to get those objectives. However, your in general objective control ratio is very good. 62% in 10 games. That's really solid. Your vision control is very low. Let's look at Challenger, 51. It's 11 more minutes of vision control. And the nice thing is you can't compare yourself to Challenger players in terms of any other metrics, but the one metric you can compare yourself to Challenger players with is vision score, because yeah, they have more wards to kill, but at the same time you can in turn place more because you don't need the scanner as soon, and you can place a lot of control wards. So this needs to be up. Your roam dominance is kind of low. Even versus gold Hecarims, you get one less kill and assist in the early game than they do. And I think that's because of hesitation with your power thing. Do I go down? Do I go up? That moment where you probed instead of going and looking for the gank immediately. I think these little windows are important. For your income, you are not farming efficiently, and it's causing you to be behind in a lot of ways. I think you need to start to look at quadrant clearing before you go look for ganks. Do Krugs, Raptors, right, can I gank anywhere? No? Okay. I go to the other quadrant. Repeat the process. Because for me, your income is very, very low, which means your experience gain and your gold gain is suffering a lot. And that's why you cannot do the things you need to do with Hecarim. You cannot dive backlines and one-shot enemies. You cannot hard carry these fights. You just don't have enough resources at your disposal. And despite this, your damage is normal, but your damage to death is kind of low. So in terms of your jungling, let's see, 850, 85, 13. Let's look at this, okay? So let's skim this early game quickly. Let's compare this to the situation you were just in, because that's very important.
Okay.
There we go. Okay. Right. Thanks, Everest. Thank you. Okay. Master Yi, the abomination of all jungle. Any red side against it is very good. Okay, look. Watch the difference. Put that up. There we go. We good. We switch scenes. Good. Okay, watch this. Okay, you were a little late. We're there. We good. We place the vision. Now we sit in the bush. Okay, again, If you're gonna gank, spam gank, the scanner's good. If you're gonna farm a bit more, I like keeping the ward. I would. Do you ask your Shen to ward your top laners? Do you ask him to ward here?
That's actually my duo partner, and he actually, yeah, I should ask him a little more often. He'll do it. But,
Don't ask him. You tell him.
I don't ask.
Ward red.
Tell him. Gotcha.
Ward red on no ganks, and then you don't gank him anyway. Why do you start blue, not red?
Just better leash. I don't know. I feel like I've been getting super low in the jungle when I play Hecarim. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not, you know, people always expect me to know the micro mechanics and clear mechanics of every single jungler to like a super high degree. I don't. But yeah, you should be healthier in general. But he doesn't, you know, he's not the healthiest clearer. He's not the fastest clearer. I mean, I would look, a lot of Hecarims like to do the interior clear. They'll do blue, wolves, raptors, red, and then look for a level 3. So that could be something, because currently you're on Talisman, right? And you've done 2 single target camps. So the Talisman burn that heals you is being totally wasted.
Yeah.
You know? Like right now, the whole Talisman advantage on red side is that you're on an AoE camp burning, you're on an AoE camp burning, you're healing from it. By the time you get to blue side, you're level 3, so you can heal up much easier. See, look at the difference in wolves here just with your Talisman.
Yeah, I saw it. Just it shot up my health.
Okay, so your top laner kills the Rengar, but again, you're getting, yeah, I think you need to look at your clears. You need to go look at, you go to op.gg, right? Mm-hmm. You go to op.gg, Twitch chat, same for you. You pick your champion on leaderboards. Leaderboards, pick your champion. Look at the best people on those champions on your server. Go to their profile in the client. Look at their replays and how they do certain things that you need to improve on. Right, how is this Hecarim clearing? How is he getting so healthy? What little things, like the way people figure out Scrub Noobs clear with Rengar was, okay, which ones does he hit first? Okay, he has 4 stacks. He hits this one, then he hits this one, so 2 are dead, and then he kites back and W's the rest. Like, you look at the micro mechanics of how they clear it will make you healthier, because I think what's hurting you for in this elo from a Hecarim standpoint is, look at your HP.
Yeah.
How are you going to lane impact with that HP? Not gonna happen. So even though you were behind in the last game, the problem is still the same. You are not healthy enough to impact the map. And for me now, I can say to you, right, where's Yi? We know he started top side.
Yes.
So I cut you off because it's showing on the replay, so I mean, there's no surprise. But yeah, he started top side. He's just gonna do his thing. He's in the same boat as you, except Yi is gonna farm his ass off for the next 20 minutes and then pentakill your team. Unless you do something about it, you know? So the reason I don't like Hecarim necessarily is because if you're gonna farm like this full clear, why don't you play Shyvana? Farm away, get the dragons, destroy the map. If you're gonna gank, play the Warwick, do 3 camps, avoid the AoE camps, and go gank. You know, like Hecarim is putting you in this hybridized state, and your Katarina dies. Let me tell you something about Katarina. Take Warwick, take any jungler level 3, ganker level 3. Go kill this. Just
gotcha.
Level 3, you should have done this whole side into the gank. But then if you're gonna do that, you might as well do red, blue, Gromp into level 3 gank as well. But again, this is good. I like this from you. I see this a lot. You are farming, but you see opportunistic ganks. It's very good. Oops. Got her anyway. One more. There we go. Mercy is rotating. Careful. Don't push the wave too much. Okay, he flashed. Okay, good. Come on, Katarina. Does she get it?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, good. So that buff transfer complete. Fine. But again, yeah, you gotta be a little careful of that. Ghost Smite. Yeah, that's unfortunate. It hits you. Okay. But you see what I'm saying about the HP of your clears? It's letting you be reactionary, not dictate the pace. So now we go topside crab, which is I think good because you know Mercy, you probably will go. You don't have butt prior. Okay. Look at the difference. Look at the difference. This is what I'm talking about. In the last game you didn't do this, but you could have. Put a deep control ward, take his stuff. This is where you lost it in the last game because you didn't do it when you could have. See, Yi showed on the bottom side, you saw him, so you said, okay, thanks. When Lee shows top side, you went back to base. Yeah?
Yeah, I actually think that's what I was thinking when this happened. I saw him go bot side, or I just kind of knew he was going to be there, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to take this.
No, we saw him.
Especially when he showed, yeah.
Yeah. But that's fine, you know? You want to get level 6. And now you see him going up. So I'm thinking, okay, he's going up into my... He's going to dive my bottom lane. Which is unfortunate. Yeah, that sucks. That's the price we pay. But then you've got a duo that you can communicate with. So you can either go top lane or mid lane. So you say, fine, I'll get a gank back. Boom. Excellent. Good decision. He's most likely in my blue side jungle taking everything. I'll stay top side, take Raptors, take Krugs. Good. Top lane, level 6, let's go. Your Shen is level 5. Yeah, let's go. Good patience. Very good. Very good. Excellent. If you jungle like this, you will get back. No problem. This is much better. This is much better. It's got all the good things from the last game, minus all the hesitations and wafflings and no reactions. And now you're 2-1-2. You're going to be level 7 after you go bottom side because you get your blue buff, right? See, now you get to go to your blue buff. Oh boy. Mercy on a blue. I'm level 6. Hello, dragon. Hello, dragon. Free dragon. No, so you don't need to go here. You can just do the dragon. Because you know we came from here. So you know the camps are down. I think that would be another point of view, yeah. I would just be on the dragon right now.
Yeah.
Because bottom lane's under control, mid lane's under control, and if your bottom lane ends up needing some assistance, you can always ditch the dragon and come, right? Like right now, this is all wasted time. This is the issue you had in the first game. We ghost in. Here we go. It's a dash. I mean, you've got no lockdown CC. I don't gank this lane. Oh, unless Zillion hits a double bomb onto a Lucian or the Yuumi when she's not connected. Like, I know you get the dragon anyway, but you could have had it right now.
Yeah.
So if you did, if you did blue straight into dragon, and then looked bottom lane, now all of a sudden his camps are up. Now we can counter jungle. But because you went counter jungling when you didn't need to, because you saw him bottom lane, that time is wasted. And that's the kind of things I'm talking about.
Gotcha.
You can gank this lane if Lucian messes up his E. Yeah, if he messes up his E. That's not a sure thing. It's also difficult. See, now you're doing a contested dragon, which is going to put you in a rough spot if they fight, but they don't, right? No. No, they don't. Okay. So now you see Yi. You could be here. Hey, do you recognize it? Do you recognize this? Do you recognize this? Your team's fighting.
That was
and he went back here. Dead. I mean, it's not a good fight, but I think I take it in this elo. I think if you want to carry, you should play this. Like this is less dice than your gank bottom lane because he's dead currently, which means she gets a reset, which means you can kill him, and maybe this guy is there at the same time. Because currently she lost half her HP because he was not dead yet. And now you have your teammate to ult you as well. You could say, Shen, ult me, baby. Yeah. I think like right in those moments, that's where you're losing games, is because what's offered to you isn't being taken, and what's being done isn't being recognized.
Yeah.
So like when you have blue and dragon, you didn't take it. You waited until they could have also taken it. When your Katarina goes in and makes a huge play, you're like, nah, I think this blue buff's kind of nice. Kind of want to take this away. Hey, off you go. It's the same with the other game. It's like, okay, Jinx is going back, but I want the Grump. So keep your eyes on the map.
Okay.
Is the biggest thing for you right here. If you do that, and if you keep doing those good things you're doing, good rotations, good counter jungling, good swoop into the gank, that was all very good. Your objective control is good, but you're getting away with it because your competition isn't good. If you were now, say, much higher elo, those dragons you didn't take, you wouldn't get them. Like, you missed the window. You missed the 30-second window where you could have taken it. Another jungler, even Tyler 1, would show up and take it from you. Because you're on a clock here. I know you win this game, but you have to play like, okay, Yi, Yuumi, I got to win, you know?
Yeah.
And again, I'm looking at your KDAs here. 13.8, you're down on gold. You know, I go from 9 minutes to 20 minutes, and you go from 2-1-2 to 358. So you did not exert your will on the game, but you're still equal in gold. So you got clean up from team fight. So it's showing me that when you get fed, same as the last game, when you get fed, when you have items in gold, you're actually able to do stuff with Hecarim, but you need to find a way to turn on way sooner.
Okay.
And I think it's those moments where I could counter jungle, I could take the dragon, I could have told my duo, hey, buddy, can you ward? Can you ult me? Let's do this. And I think communication with your team and with your duo in that sense would help a lot.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah, definitely makes sense.
Yeah.
Good amount of stuff to think about for sure.
Yeah, sorry, it's a lot.
Oh no, it's good. It's good. I was gonna say, like, I definitely see what you're talking about. Like, I don't know, like maybe not give up on my teammates so quickly, kind of thing. Like, I took the objective and I walked back into the blue camp. You know,
Yeah.
after we took dragon, Cat jumped in, and yeah, I get what you're saying. I see
There's a
it.
play to be made, yeah. Recognizing the place to be made, yeah. If you don't mind, I might put this on the gameplay channel so you'll have the whole thing to watch again if you want.
Yeah, no problem. I
yeah.
appreciate it.
You ignore the comments. Guys on YouTube, relax. Everyone's here to learn. Jeez. Even I get insulted by them. It is what it is, though. Do you have any other general questions?
Nah, not really at the moment.
Did we touch on most of everything?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely kind of opened up my eyes a little bit to definitely not take those bad level 1v1s, and also just
yeah, I mean, that's really the cost of a bad level 1.
Yeah.
And even in gold, plat, silver, the implications of a bad level 1 can be profound if you are not playing a champion that is capable of getting auto-fed. See, like here again, like you're going back to the Baron. You're like, Baron, please, Baron. And your team's like, no, we go fight.
Yeah.
You could be here doing stuff. But you're like, no, Baron. I mean, I also bow down to the worship of Lord Baron. I think we all do, right? All hail Lord Baron, my lord. But at the same time, I don't think I want enemies to touch Lord Baron, so I'm going to kill them first. But it's the same thing. It's systemic. This is now a correlation, which is why Twitch. I thought I said it. There. I'm mumbling. Which is why Twitch chat. There we go. We look at multiple VODs of our own games. We do a quotient like this, and we can look at other VODs and look for trends, and that's how you identify issues. I think this is a big one, though. Do you agree?
Yeah, definitely.
Like, there's
Giving up on my teams right away.
Yeah, exactly. Like, be there, because that will affect your KP, because you're still 7-5-11. And yes, 100% your team should be not doing this. You could just be doing the Baron, but at the same time, you're winning, you know? Mm-hmm. It's just not. Just don't split yourself off from them too much. You still have to play off of them, even if they don't know what they're doing. But yeah. I mean, I saw a lot of good stuff. I saw a lot of stuff that would lead you to be frustrated by your descent. Let's just say. But I think there's also a lot of things you should recognize as that's why I descended.
Yeah. I mean, definitely too. Like just transitioning from ADC to jungle.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a trip, but I've definitely been like watching a lot of your videos and just trying to, figure out what I can do better.
It's a lot of information.
This session was nice. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and if you have like specific questions, you can DM me as well. So hopefully it helps. Stick with it. It's a lot of a role to learn. I mean, ADC is like, the whole Tyler thing is a ADC to jungle. Junglers are switching to top lane, Everyone's sort of unhappy with their roles this season, but I think when we switch roles, we do recognize that there are pros and cons to all of them, and learning a new one is not as easy as we think. Yeah, me too, Diamond Daryl. Me too. But okay then.
All right. Well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Have a good night, and I guess best of luck in your Hecarim games. But don't be afraid to look at other champions as well that might give you better impact early, like a Warwick that could give you the same objective control. I think that could be interesting just to look at. And if you like farming a lot and you like not fighting with your team, maybe a Shyvana could be interesting as well. So
yeah,
look around a bit.
Champs a couple times.
Yeah,
Shiv, I think my stats on Shiv are actually pretty good, but I have the problem of wanting to jump in a lot, and she's kind of squished because I do AP.
No, but then don't go AP. Go a Frozen Mallet with Blood Raise the Tank. Yeah, if you like diving in and doing the Hecarim things, then don't go AP. Like Shyvana works for a Hecarim player when you build her the same way. Yeah. Don't.
Okay.
Don't build her AP with the way you play, please. I'm telling you, that will be your downfall.
All right.
All right.
Well,
have a good one.
I appreciate all the time. Have a good night.
You too. Good night.